Robert.
Still of 80.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Yes, in a week that involved Father's Day. Thank you everyone who remembered.
Which was all of them. Oh no, David didn't.
David forgot. Shh, don't mention that. Yeah. Yes, to all those who remembered, thank you very much. We had, after that, quite a hectic week really.
We did. It started off on Monday with the vet visit.
Yes, and my commiserations go to Winston. Because the plan was we took Tilly in until he got done. But we weren't...
That was all booked last Friday.
That was booked last Friday.
For her to go in on Monday.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, Fandango appeared.
Again.
Which is exactly what happened when we had Sophia booked in, ready to go.
Yeah, so we thought we'd check with the vet to see what to do. And the consensus was, bring Winston as well. And if Tilly was in season, she wouldn't be done, but Winston would. So we got them in the car on Monday morning. Poor old Winston got a bit travel sick.
Yeah. I mean, we had taken them out for a couple of journeys on the weekend just to get them used to it, but I think the trip into Targovishti was all a bit much.
Yes, it was. Tilly went in and she was fine, she could be done, so we took Winston out while we cleaned up the boot and just gave him a bit of fresh air. And the vet then said, well, if you've got the boy dog here, we can do him as well. So poor old Winston sat on the pavement with me. The vet came out, gave me an injection in the street. Once he passed out, I managed to carry him back in again. He's not a light dog.
No.
And yes, he was done as well. So I think he might feel that we did that on purpose and set him up a bit. But
yeah, I don't think he thinks about it that deep.
Probably not.
No. So anyway, the two younger dogs are done.
Yes, they are.
Thank goodness.
Absolutely. But it's like I say, it's been a fairly hectic week, and this morning particularly has been hectic. What happened this morning?
This morning Sophia had her litter of puppies.
Yes, Fandango it seems did get in, despite our best efforts to keep him out. So far we're up to 6. We're not sure it's all over yet, but we'll keep you posted. But yes, Mother and 6 so far seem to be doing okay.
They do. And Fandango is definitely the dad, as we have 2 with his colouring exactly.
Yes, so sneaky dog. Yes, but other things we've been doing this week, we've been catching up on some of the jobs. We were in the middle of doing the roof last week, we're doing the dog shelter. The other job, bits and pieces, doing bits on Max's room. Well, we've done bits on all of them, and this is what we're up to. We've now got the roof back on. We've done some cementing, getting things back in place, trying to make sure it's watertight. So far, we haven't seen any problems, but we haven't had that much rain. The gullers are in place, the tiles are back on. We've on both sides of the chimney. There's still work to do up here. I've got to re-render around the chimney. Under here, I've got to re-render this wall. But the water now, I've tested it, it does flow off the roof rather than through the roof. So that should allow me to get on with Max's bedroom. So whilst not being as neat a job as I would have liked, it is effective and it should certainly last us until we can do this bit of roof properly. The dog shelter stroke kennels is almost complete. We've still got to treat the wood, but we've got this roof on there. We've got these panels around it, which are actually planks of wood. It was cheaper than sheet material, but we have here what we're calling dog shack chic. It's surrounded on 3 sides, ventilation at the top. We may bring some sides down in the future just to not block it off, but on the outside of the wood, just to give a bit more ventilation, but also protect from wind and rain coming in from the sides. Looking down from the front, we have a fully waterproofed roof. We have barriers around. 2 reasons for these: firstly, to stop the dogs jumping out, and secondly, to provide them with a bit more shade from the weather. And here we have a little rough and ready at the moment, but the 2 kennel areas. One's bigger than the other. You see one of the dogs is a lot bigger than the other. There's a little kind of a rounder bit at the front. We've had to place a piece of wood along the front at the bottom there. We found that Winston was quite good at getting underneath it, but not so good at getting out again. So we've put that there to stop him going in the first place. So there we have it. One dog shelter with a couple of kennels. Hopefully that'll give them a bit of protection from both sun and rain, and keep them happy for a bit. What better way could there be to relax from the jobs than to have a little game of tug of war? Let's see who's on the other end of the rope. No surprise there, it had to be Engelbert. The concrete floor is now fully laid. We did it in sections, and as to be expected, on the joints of the sections it's a bit rough. I am a novice concrete layer, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but today I'm going to see if I can sort those edges out. I've got a thing for my angle grinder which hopefully will help. You have to excuse the echoiness, it's an empty room, but hopefully it won't be empty for that much longer. I'm going to be using this MTX Diamond Cup disc on my angle grinder. It's specially developed for grinding and polishing concrete, granite, other hard substances. So we'll see how that works. And due to the unpleasant nature of this particular job, it's full safety gear. I've got my goggles, my respirator, my ear defenders, my knee pads and my gloves. So this is one of the kind of border areas between two pours of concrete. So that's a kind of before shot. We'll see what difference the grinder makes. You can compare before and after. Well, I was expecting some dust, but the level of dust from just that little tiny bit I did then is quite stunning. So I'm going to let that die down and then we'll try wet grinding. Well, that's the result of just a little bit of sanding stroke grinding. I've obviously got to learn how to do it properly. The dust is a real problem. So I'm going to try wet grinding, just to see if that brings the dust down. It should do, but until I try it, I don't know how it's going to work. This is the result of starting off doing a bit of grinding wet. Now the big difference straight away was there was no dust whatsoever. I need to let it dry, have a look at it and decide how I proceed. It's not quite as nice as I was hoping for, not as smooth. I'm getting some gouges into the concrete. I think that might be down to the fact that the concrete's not very old and hasn't cured properly yet. Maybe I'm doing this a bit too soon. I'll have to do a bit of research and find out. But yeah, it's an improvement, but not quite where I want it to be yet. Now that the concrete is dried out, I've taken some sandpaper blocks and just given a gentle rub over the top to remove some of the circular patterns left by the cutting disc. It does appear to have made quite a difference, so I'll continue with the angle grinder, levelling off these joints and the bits that are a bit uneven, sand them off a bit just to give them a better finish, and hopefully I'll have a floor that's ready for painting.
Yeah, now we've finished those outside jobs, we can get back to concentrating on Max's room.
Yes, it's been put on hold because of necessity really, but yes, I can crack on with that now. With Max's help, we can get the ceiling up, channel in the cables, finish off the floor, get them in there.
Yes. Then you can start on the new kennels.
Let's start on the new kennels, yes, before the kitchen and living room. So yes.
We will be trying to help rehome some of the puppies. So if anybody knows, if anybody that wants one,
Yeah,
a vain hope I feel in Bulgaria.
very possibly, but they come from a good home.
They do. And the mother is a lovely temperament. And Fandango's just a rascal.
He is, but a lovable one.
And obviously agile, because he can get over 6-foot fences.
Yeah. I wish I still could.
I think you did once.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's about it from us this week.
Yes, it is. We'll have more updates, and we'll bring you updates on the puppies and the mother, and of course all the other animals, Max, us, everything that's going on.
So until next week,
Do skoro. Stay safe.
Stay well.
I'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.